start fights. Varus also does that. I don't think it's quite as good as the Ash Arrow, but that is going to be the lock-in here.
This is very curious. I think T1 have a really well-rounded composition. Still very magic heavy.
Yeah.
From like everywhere. So, yeah, they're looking for an angle here. As Smash could be the target. There's the headbutt. Double pulverized from Lahens. As Gio just not really able to do anything because Ona's making his way forward. He picks up a Poppy and looks to see whether he can get rid of him. And there is first blood. And it goes to the Zeri. Flash forward here from Ona. They are not done yet.
Even with the double knock-up, not quite going to be in range. It's another attempt at a play.
We're going for it one more time. That's another double pulverize. Getting the flash this time out of Smash.
That's good. Good play.
Yeah, well played.
Gio has not been hitting these arrows, as Doran might be in trouble again.
Yeah, doesn't have flash this time around, so he's just going to get booped around like a ragdoll, and Gideon going to help Kingin grab his first kill of the game. Misses the last needlework there, as we can see. So Kingin
missing Kingin.
All right, he's feeling pretty safe. Does have the flash, elects not to use it as he does then jump over, but the seismic shove comes in, and of course, he is just going to die. T1 with
about it. Even a single smite going to 5 would be nice. Not a necessity, but it looks like they want to try and go for that.
Yeah, smite actually going to be invested. Hex flash out from Gideon. Ona just barely unable to counter that. And 5-1 in Grub's going to be the thing here as Gio going to have to flash. As Faker with a really nice lineup has.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Nope. She is also always in our heads telling us what's going on. As the first dragon of the game taken, what, like...
Holds on to the flash.
That's
Faker
big.
Takes a big Q there from Gio at the same time as Doran going for it once again. That last needlework not quite going to connect as Faker is everywhere, but Calyx is still going to kill this turret no matter what he does. Let's see whether Faker can finish him off. The answer is no. T1 just not wanting to overextend the ebb and flow here as Calyx looks for a flank angle. He is spotted, and remember, there are rocks, so he can't just use that shifting sands with impunity. Gio now continuing to get some control here as Smash comes down to collect the wave. And Nongshim still holding on to this one, but it should be a 50-50 as he just gets rid of him. And that is just going to be a bit of a burst onto this Rift Herald as there it is, it's stolen by Ona. Not going to be able to pick up this Azir with the Impale, and now Gio comes on over Carrier. Gonna have to get himself out of there as Lahens does have the ulti, and back in he goes! Oh! Smash gets taken by this Azir, but it's still feats of strength going over to T1. Gideon in a lot of trouble as well as Kingin. Gonna have to try and get out of there, but Faker, there is no way out for the chase. And now
the flash pulverized to take one of the biggest damage, and then
Gio's just dead. Faker is just going to murder him underneath his own turret.
We don't even get Lahens.
Okay, he's looking for some sort of angle here, as it's Carrier that he's elected to try and kill. He gets thrown back though.
No flash.
Oh, King, you do not have very much action so far this game. And Lahens is going to have his back stopped, and maybe he is just dead. He does have his ultimate, so it might be that one that needs to be pressed first, but he doesn't even want to do that. As
Gideon has his ult.
Got a teleport coming in from the Gwen as Lahens gets on top of Smash. The heroic charge comes down, and that is a piercing arrow to execute the Zeri. They're now losing so much of their DPS in this fight. As now Kingin positions behind his team, and we're flipping. We are going to land the Chains of Corruption, and there goes the jungler in support. They'll take the voracious Otacon. Calyx grabs his second against Doran, and Nongshim destroy the team fight.
All part of Lahens' long-term plans, Atlas.
Oh, there it is. Flash to get out of the way of that one. Activating Hex Flash, maybe a positive. Now Doran gets into the mist. I don't know about this one as they evict the jungler, and Gideon is just going to say that is time for us to take the out of
range to the maximum potential, just kind of run in. But they do get the dragon, and that's a really big deal.
Yep. I think the thing that's impressed me the most is how they've shut down Doran so effectively. It's just gone. They are masterminds. They are using T1's strategies against them. Now they're going to get the idea of what's going on, but there goes the Baron, and Lahens says, Ona, get the heck out of here. They might lose their Alistair, but I don't think they're too worried about that one, as goodbye Gwen. And the Impale is going to skewer him, but I mean, you can eat a kebab, but you're not going to win this game. I got to stop making the steak references. I really do.
I just needed the parse that one. I'm like, what? Kebabs? Aye. That's too expensive for a kebab, okay? You're giving up a Baron? That's not worth
That's the Wagyu kebab, right?
I think this game he has been having a great impact on Talia. A lot of impact in side lanes, looking a lot cleaner.
They're getting engaged on. There's a free double pulverize there as Doran pulls himself over. Seismic Shove doesn't get Gideon over the wall as he flashes away. Some knockouts coming on through here as Smash has already grabbed a kill. And Ona, he comes on in, but Lehens has got an unbreakable will and he's basically immortal. Kingen gonna take down the Scorpion and gets rid of Smash. Still, they're able to take down.
Calix was actually looking for more there.
Whoa! G, what are we doing? We are baiting out the enemy team as they push Owner in. Billy's looking for Jew, and maybe this is why Jew is playing like a plastic bag for the early game, to set up for the greatest bait of all time.
Well, he fooled us, so of course he also fools T1.
All right, well, Calix has got out of there and in there at the same time. Still
a second Infernal Drake out.
Yeah, second Infernal going to go over to Nongshim. I want to just consult the gold lead just for a moment. It's only 2,000. At 30 minutes into the game, that means basically nothing. They're going to move on over. There is a Scry's Orb just to make sure that they're not taking this Baron down. And Calix and Gideon take that as an invitation. Lehens. He could be the target. He does have to use the ult to get out of the Impale. Flick back there as well as they are committing to this Baron. Doran's getting over there, but I don't know whether they're going to be able to do this in time as Owner is relatively low and they're still on this Baron. Owner is going to have to flash out, but there goes Calix and it's Smash that's being the hero. The Baron will be locked down by Nongshim and now they really want to get out of there. All that wild growth from Carrier says no to King and Jiu's on the wrong side of the map. Gideon, the last Baron left standing as he's going to get the flick. There goes the kill and T1 right back in the driver's seat.
They clean aced them! That's game!
That should just be game over.
Ah!
Okay.
Not even close, Atlas.
Yeah,
this was...
yeah. They were in control the whole time.
All along. There was no worry whatsoever.
Nope.
I did not expect the Infinity Edge power spike to be that big a deal. As, they do not...
Well, actually tanking a little bit.
It's too much.
I don't think Calix is going to be able to kill this minion wave.
Well, you will.
And they got 5 grubs.
There's the next one, right? The next one is Kongan in. That's just it.
Yep. They're just going to be able to execute these turrets. Down goes the Nexus as well, and T1 just rip victory from the jaws of defeat in game 1. I don't think that there's going to be too much celebrating in the T1.